Okay, so starting to think like a refractive surgeon. So why should you start to think like a refractive surgeon? Because unless you start thinking like one, you will not become one. So if you do good cataract surgery or you're a good anterior segment surgeon, if you have to probably start thinking like a refractive surgeon. So any surgery which aims to minimize dependence on glasses could qualify as a refractive surgery, and most people now aspire to be free of the dependence on glasses. The last 10-15 years I've seen a huge shift in the way people think. Glasses were absolutely fine 10-15 years back. Today most people would naturally feel that they should not be wearing glasses. If they they would expect every surgery to give you a result which is giving you some kind of freedom from glasses. So it could be following cataract surgery with contact lens intolerance, high refractive errors, presbyopes, sports persons, occupational requirements. They are appearing for the forces, medicals, airline industries, so many other places, cosmetic reasons. And then of course, sometimes it's peer pressure for the youngsters. And is it necessary to buy a LASIK machine to be a refractive surgeon? So absolutely a big no. You don't have to buy a LASIK machine if you want to be a refractive surgeon. And who is best qualified to be a refractive surgeon? So, I'm sorry, every cataract surgeon for that matter. And why? Because he's already a skilled surgeon, he or she. He already has a decent OPD and volume and a surgery load, understands the need for emmetropia, because today cataract surgery is itself become a refractive surgery, and already has most equipments which are required to become a refractive surgeon. And it allows an added revenue stream, which does not hurt anyone, especially in the COVID times. So it's a natural process of, if you would like to switch to refractive surgery as well and add it to your armamentarium. There is continuing to be disturbance from the background. So I'll request the backend team to please look into it, why we are getting, noises from the background. Somebody has to mute himself or herself from your backend team. So what do we need to start? Just a change in our mindset. Refractive surgery is not the domain of a select few. Everybody can do it easily. And the quest for emmetropia and everything we do is very gratifying for both the surgeon and the patient. And it's also financially rewarding. So what to do first? Raise the bar for your cataract surgery outcomes. So start aiming for those 90% plus 6x6 patients post-op. All that goes into becoming a good cataract surgeon, refractive cataract surgeon, which would require perfection in biometry, maybe investing in an optical biometer if you still haven't done that, because that will come really handy in also doing refractive surgery. And start getting your plus minus halves in the 90% plus. And attention to astigmatism. So Dr. Chitra is going to tell us about why it is so important to tackle astigmatism if you want to be a good cataract surgeon and a good refractive surgeon. Do toric calculation even for the smallest astigmatism. In fact, I do toric calculation for all my patients. And Indian torics are very, very reasonable and have good results too. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on high cost torics. And happy emmetropic patients will also refer a few more patients, so it'll grow your practice. And now there's a large choice of presbyopia correcting IOLs. So Dr. Parul is going to talk to us about presbyopia correcting IOLs. So this has become an integral part of doing good refractive cataract surgery because it addresses the need for the near vision also. And there's a whole range of IOLs available now for helping us. And how to start? Stop demotivating patients for refractive surgery. That's typically what we do when we don't own a LASIK machine. So I think that is counterproductive because it's pushing away a huge chunk of your patients who will never come back to you again. In-house branding and on letterheads, you can start talking about refractive surgery. You can acquaint staff and hold sessions to tell them about your plans to add refractive surgery to your practice, because they will always take part in that. Patient education brochures, leaflets, and watch out for patients and their attendants who may be wearing thick glasses or seeking spectacles correction. And you can casually mention the possibility of specs removal in the future to all those patients who come to you wearing glasses or who have attendants using glasses. And you can also mention the fact that refractive surgery has come a long way in the 25 years, and there are very good surgical various options other than LASIK as well, which are possible. And you can also use this opportunity to build a patient base for future refractive surgery. So you may want to buy a machine in a year or two. So you will add up patients, who may be motivated for surgery when you actually start doing it. And it's good to have patients with a stable correction for 2 to 3 years. Ideal age would be 20 to 21 years or more today. Always do good refractions. Make it a practice to record the refractions and put it on an EMR, because if you have follow-ups for 2-3 years for patients, that always helps. And if you can measure the corneal thickness and topography, a peripheral retina exam. And once the patient is convinced, what now? I think we'll go on to the next talk right after this. You can do all these things to convince the patient that he'll do better.